Hey Kendall, how you doing? Okay, interesting post, very interesting. I think it's very interesting that you set up the frustrations you're having, and these are all very very relevant. I'm going to address each one individually. So your biggest challenge is finding others to test the design at this point, and at this point it shouldn't be an issue because you can use anyone at this point. All we're doing in the paper prototype testing stage is really basically testing. Um, the icons and the navigation, okay, and the ease of use. Okay, that's all we can really do in this paper prototyping stage because it's actually one of the most important steps in all of user testing because basically you're just saying, and you have to approach it like this. You have to say to okay, what next? I would set it up like this. You take your user test subject and you say, okay, listen, I'm going to give you a series of commands, and I just want you to point to where you think the navigation would do based on the command. Um, and don't ask any questions and don't provide any information. I won't ask any questions other than the prompt. And then leave it at that. That way they're instructed that all you're doing in this stage is selecting the correct answer or selection for the question I'm going to ask you, okay? So then that's going to eliminate any kind of tangents, and tangents are always a problem in user testing. That's why you take a few minutes to set it up. So for example, you could take your neighbor or your neighbor's kid or anybody really at this point. Doesn't even have to be a part of your target market at this point. Now, as we get more involved in prototyping and actual app development, absolutely, the testing stage has absolutely got to be an accurate cross-section of your target market. But right now, since we're only testing navigation and ease of use, you can use anyone because the questions are going to be simple. You're going to, okay, so I've designed this app, and what I want to do is I want to lay it out in front of you. It's going to be paper renderings of what the screens would look like. Each one is going to be specifically clear in its intent, and I'm going to ask you some questions, and I want you to point to the icon or the area of the screen that you think will take you to the screen I'm referring to, okay? So then, at that point, it's just a matter of asking the questions. It's a great idea to script out your questions first so they're there in front of you. I think one of the best things to do would be start saying, okay, so here's the opening screen, right? So show me where you would go or point to where you would click to set up your user profile. They'll look at it and they'll go, here, either it's right or wrong. It's that simple. It's right or wrong. If it's wrong, you don't say, are you sure, or something like that. You just record the data. Just get that data down and move quickly on to the next question before they can say, oh, wait, I changed my mind. Do you know what I'm saying? And that leads to pure data as opposed to contaminated data. Contaminated data is no good. It's no good. So an example of contaminated data would be this. Okay, show me where you would click to set up your user profile. Okay, and they go like this. They go and then that's it. You just want that simple information. You don't want them to say, I changed my mind. You don't want to say, are you sure, or anything like that. No leading questions at all. Okay, really, really super important. And that's a really great point. I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so this right here, we're not here yet. We're not to this book. Benefit of user testing is really limitations of the app. In user testing and UX design, yes, you get to that point, right? But right now, all we're doing is determining if our screens are set up correctly. That's all paper prototyping is. Are the screens set up correctly? Are you able to make the correct decisions based on the prompt question, okay? And this is a little bit, I think you're getting a little bit ahead of yourself. Having alternatives ready to make the testing process more effective. We don't know that. You wouldn't know that unless, okay, let me put it like this. So my example about setting up a user profile, okay? So you wouldn't have the page already prepared, anticipating incorrect answers, because you would design the page so that you're avoiding incorrect answers, right? So if you have alternative already set up, it's indicating that you are anticipating that your original design isn't accurate. Do you see what I'm saying? So basically what you would do is you would say, okay, here's my paper prototype. Here's the questions, all right? So if you have 5 subjects, test subjects, and all 5 get the click wrong, like where would you go to set up your user profile? They all get it wrong. Then you go back and take that page. After the testing session is over, you go back, you take that page, and you make your adjustments, okay? But you wouldn't make adjustments until you have the user testing results, that data, okay? So a great example here would be, what if the first person got it wrong? Okay, you wouldn't immediately jump out and make changes because the first person got it wrong. Because what if the first person got it wrong and the next 20 got it right? Well, to me, that's indicating that it's a correctly set up page. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so anyways, yeah, that's really great post, really interesting things, and I hope my comments make sense to you. Let me know. All right, thank you very much, Kendall. Thanks for your post.